What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Tuesday, January 4th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 5-game slate tonight. So let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Chris Paul from the Phoenix Suns playing the New Orleans Pelicans, who have the 11th worst defense overall, and they give up the second most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Chris Paul has averaged 38.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 32 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. He's projected at 39.3 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.3 times value. He's 7,400 DraftKings salary, 400 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 218.5 points scored in this game. And Chris Paul has scored 41, 36, and 27 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 26, 33, and 31 minutes. And Chris Paul has scored 53 and 57 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Pelicans. So I like Chris Paul here versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. I like Malik Monk from the LA Lakers playing the Sacramento Kings, who have the 3rd worst defense overall. They give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Malik Monk has averaged 20.4 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 25 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate, but he's playing 30 minutes or more each night here now, so he scored 31, 27, and 23 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 29, and 31 minutes. And he's projected at 24 fantasy points, but I would bump that up to 30 fantasy points. So I think he can get you 5 times the value or more. He's 5,100 DraftKings salary, 500 more on FanDuel. And this is a good game to stack on this 5-game slate. Vegas thinks there's going to be 228.5 points scored in this game. Great matchup. So I like Malik Monk here versus the Sacramento Kings. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. So this is kind of a high risk, high reward play. You really never know what you're going to get out of this player, but I think it's a good matchup. He's got good player versus team history. His salary is low enough where you can roll the dice on this pick. So I like Buddy Hield from the Sacramento Kings playing the LA Lakers, who have the 5th worst defense overall. They give up the 7th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Buddy Hield has averaged 26.5 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 29 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. He's projected at 25 fantasy points here tonight. I think he could score 28 fantasy points or more, get you 5 times value or more. He's 5,400 DraftKings salary, 100 more on FanDuel. We know Vegas thinks there's going to be 228.5 points scored in this game, so I think this is a good way to get some low salary exposure to this game with a guy who's got some upside if he gets going. He scored 41, 14, and 5 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 25, and 22 minutes. So you can see there's a wide range of outcomes, but he does have upside, and he scored 15, 45, 24, 26, and 51 fantasy points in his last 5 games versus the Lakers. So I think he's worth rolling the dice in some lineups. So I like Buddy Hield here versus the LA Lakers.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I like Josh Hart from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Phoenix Suns, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing power forwards, but Josh Hart has averaged 31.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 33 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate. He's projected at 33.4 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.1 times value. He's 6,600 DraftKings salary, 1,400 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 218.5 points scored in this game. And Josh Hart has scored 34 and 46 fantasy points in his last 2 games, playing 37 and 35 minutes. So I like Josh Hart here versus the Phoenix Suns. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Pascal Siakam from the Toronto Raptors playing the San Antonio Spurs, who have the 9th worst defense overall. They give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing centers, and Pascal Siakam has averaged 39.8 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 35 minutes per game with a 26% usage rate. He's projected at 41.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.8 times value. He's 8,700 DraftKings salary, 700 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 222.5 points scored in this game, and Pascal Siakam has been on fire, scoring 51, 68, and 50 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 34, 40, and 41 minutes. And he scored 49, 50, and 53 fantasy points in his last 3 games versus the Spurs. So I like Pascal Siakam here versus the San Antonio Spurs.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.